Hi folks, this is all the fruit, and here I have some Sichuan pepper, Zanthoxylum piperitum, but not any Sichuan pepper. This is Sichuan pepper with very young fruit. I already made a video about Sichuan pepper with ripe fruit from this very same shrub. But meanwhile, I've watched a couple videos about Chinese cuisine, and there are Sichuan recipes from the province or area of Sichuan, where they use actually pepper at different stages of ripeness. In some they even pick like unripe pepper, even together with a couple leaves. Sometimes then they either smash it with a mortar and pestle, or they fry it in fat and other stuff, and it seems that at different stages of ripening it tastes differently. So what is Sichuan pepper, by the way? Well, calling it a pepper is a big underestimate. Sichuan pepper compared to normal pepper, taste-wise, if you have never tasted it, it's like the difference between monosodium glutamate and normal salt. The monosodium glutamate reminds you of salt, but it has so many other crazy notes. Actually, I came to this plant because I wanted to taste some fruit from last year, not the young fruit, because I saw the fruit from last year a couple weeks ago, then I thought they're all gone. But here is actually one last fruit from last year, so I'm gonna combine the tasting of very young fruit, which are from flowers which have just been pollinated a couple weeks ago, and the tasting of extremely old fruit which have been on the plant for over half a year after they ripened. So yeah, Sichuan pepper, taste-wise it's crazy. It's like a drug for your tongue, but it's even crazier than a drug because it's a neurotoxin. It basically poisons your tongue so that your tongue starts tasting strange stuff. So some people don't taste any effects at all. For some it's like eating a strong drug. Everything they taste is getting so crazy for hours. For me, it's an intermediate effect. Like for 20-30 minutes, water tastes salty and a couple other things taste strange and a little bit more interesting. But for most people, it's definitely worth trying this plant. If you don't have a Sichuan pepper shrub around you, you can buy the spice in many Chinese supermarkets, either in the dried fruit husks, which are what you need, or even already grinded up as a powder. So the Sichuan pepper, well, it's not related to the normal pepper, piper, which is in the family Piperaceae. It's also not related to the pepper trees, Chinus. It's also not related to the bell peppers and chili peppers, which are capsicum, which are in the Solanaceae. Chinus is in the Anacardiaceae. So basically, normal pepper is a completely different family. Chili peppers and bell peppers are relatives of tomatoes. Pig peppercorn trees are relatives of mangoes. And what is this a relative of? This is a relative of citrus. It's in the family Rutaceae. Well, but now enough talking. Let's go to the interesting part. Very young, unripe little Sichuan pepper fruits, Zanthoxylum piperitum. A nice lemony taste. You taste immediately that it's related to citrus. Like it in good quality, sweet lemon rind dipped in salt or monosodium glutamate. So now the monosodium taste is quite weak. The pepper taste is there, but also quite weak. The lemon taste is definitely dominating at this stage. There is also some savoriness, which is not just the monosodium taste, but also The savoriness like some vegetable. Reminds me of asparagus or broccoli. So yeah, definitely tasting different than the ripe Sichuan pepper. Not tasting bad. It has the same taste notes, but at a completely different relation to one another. Okay, now after I finished chewing it, my mouth started prickling, yeah, like from a lemon rind. And I also taste the saltiness in my mouth, like I just ate salt. Now, let's try this very old fruit. After it ripened, it has been on the tree for over half a year and got leached out by rain and maybe a little bit of sun and wind and air. Interesting. The old, well, only the husk remained. The seed has fallen out months ago, but we don't need the seed. The husk is what is the spice. Interesting. A note of pine. I don't know how much of the lemon or monosodium glutamate or hot taste has remained, because I still have the taste from the unripe fruit in my mouth. Yeah, very nice. The unripe ones are definitely usable as Sichuan pepper. And the old one, yeah, I can only taste the spiciness, tanginess, like from pine. Let's try another one. Here again, just the husk remaining. I guess the etheric oils, which are in those little bumps, have already disappeared. Here you can see those little bumps, which are so similar to the ones in citrus, where the etheric oils are being stored. Yeah. Yeah. Just some nice savory pininess. Apart from that, not much taste. Maybe if I hadn't tasted the fresh young fruit first, I would have felt something more. I wonder, I've never seen fruit on this plant. Is this maybe a male plant? I've never seen a single fruit on this one. Do they have male and female plants? Well, no visible label on this one. What does the label here say? No sign for being a female plant. Very interesting. So those two are growing together. Maybe you need one variety to pollinate the other, but it doesn't work the other way around, so only one variety gets pollinated. Interesting. Yeah. Funny. Maybe a couple weeks ago, if I had looked very close, I could have seen if those are male flowers, but not a single fruit. Yeah, well, sorry folks, I started out to taste those old ancient fruit from last year, but since I didn't find them, I tasted the fresh ones, which are still filled with fresh etheric oils. And when I tasted the old ones after that, I didn't taste a lot. So yeah, we know at least that the young, very underripe fruit are definitely useful to make Sichuan pepper out of them. They taste a little bit different, more lemony than the mature ones. Almost no hotness, but the monosodium aftertaste is still there. Very interesting. So, if you are early in the season, you know that you can still use the Sichuan pepper fruit. Okay, folks, this was the Sichuan pepper, Zanthoxylum piperitum, very young fruit. Stay tuned for a lot more fruit videos. Some edible, some not edible. Some like this turn out to be edible. And don't forget to like, share, comment, and subscribe.